Hello and welcome to our new stream, Partner Spotlight, here with Daniel from Human Passport, as announced last week. So welcome everyone who's joining from wherever you are right now. My name is stellaachenbach. I'm steward at Unknown Protocol DAO, and I'm leading today's stream. And with me is Daniel from Human Passport. Welcome, Daniel.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Daniel, you're head of product and growth at Human Passport. You want to say a few words about what brought you to Human Passport, what motivated you, and what we're going to do, or what we're going to talk about mainly today during this stream?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been in tech for quite a while. I kind of started out in the Web2 space at Twitter. I was at Twitter for 5 years on their data platform team. And Twitter has some issues, a lot of issues. And one of them was a spam issue, and like making sure that you understood that you were engaging with a human and not a bot. And then, of course, the whole Elon Musk thing happened. I had to move on from that opportunity and was lucky enough to have a close buddy working for Gitcoin. So I got picked up by Gitcoin, and they plugged me into the Passport product because I had such an interest in the identity space. And so Passport was originally spun up by Gitcoin and the Gitcoin team. But over the past 2 years, we spun it out from Gitcoin and were acquired by the Holonym team. And so now Passport is Human Passport and not Gitcoin Passport anymore. But we're still building the same thing. We're still building Sybil defense and making sure that we are enabling builders within the Web3 space to build for humans and not for Sybils and other bad actors. So we're doing a lot of really heavy work in the Sybil defense space because it's just such a challenging area to build like first-party solutions for. And we're very happy to say that we've been protecting over 160 campaigns now for over 120 different partners. So it's been quite the journey, and I'm super excited to be leading the product right now during such an exciting time.
Yeah, it's actually a fantastic time. We briefly spoke about this and before actually going live, that according to the Hacken report, that actually the first Hacken report of this year, 1,025% increase in AI hack attacks. So human identity is, at least with Web2 solutions, not very safe from these attacks. But that's exactly what you guys are building, and you're building it in a way where it also can fit in other products and other tech stacks, which makes this increasingly, I think, attractive for a lot of different use cases, and not just the one that we're going to talk a little bit more about today during the stream in relation to Unlock. So what do you think about sometimes you just hit the zeitgeist, no? It's crazy. Like this is exactly the time for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier now than ever before to spin up a massive network of Sybils, or just like, I guess I'll do a quick definition of Sybil. Yeah, Sybil is when an individual spins up multiple different accounts, usually with malicious intent, to be able to participate unfairly in like an airdrop or in governance, to be able to manipulate that program. So like a Sybil network might spin up 1,000 different accounts to participate in an airdrop and take an unfair allocation from other humans that might be trying to participate, or they might be trying to manipulate like governance, for example. And so like now AI can just spin up a ton of different accounts for an individual. So like there are Sybil networks all over the place. We have found Sybil networks as large as a couple thousand, but you know, there's also thousands and thousands of Sybil networks that are more in like the 20 to 50 range. So the problem is only growing with this new AI era, and it's getting more and more difficult to build for humans without a solution like what we're producing.
Yeah, actually, quite right. I fully agree, obviously. And it's also something that I think a lot of creators right now suffering from, even on social media platforms, because you mentioned that, you know, you worked with Twitter or on Twitter before. And I think a friend of mine, she posted yesterday the posts. I don't know who it was, but they were essentially saying like, "Hey, like it's gotten impossible. So your favorite creators have not vanished, right? It's just gotten really impossible for your favorite creators to actually step a foot on your timeline." Right.
Mhm.
And this is not Twitter specific. This is like social media algorithm specific, right? That
Yes.
whoever posts the most gets seen the most, and that might not be a human anymore. And that's a
Yep.
huge problem. I'm sorry, I know I'm digressing a little bit, but I think this is also maybe something that eventually Human Passport can help with, no?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we're supporting a ton of different use cases right now, and like preventing spam and preventing low quality engagements within an ecosystem that might be trying to prioritize high quality human engagement is something that we're very much trying to support as well. In addition to rewards programs, governance programs, and other community programs.
Yeah, I feel the original intent on social media has gone a little bit AWOL, right? Like the original intent was social connection, and I think we have landed in the attention economy, which is it goes very far apart actually from each other. It's not the same thing anymore. So yeah, it's a curious time to live in. Actually, we have a LinkedIn user. I don't know your name. I'm sorry, it doesn't show for me. Hi there, friends from Unlock and Human Passport. This stream is looking and sounding good. Thank you.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
we take that. We take that. We're looking good. Look, Daniel, we're looking good. All right. So Human Passport is one of the products that human.tech builds, right? And that is the one we wanted to talk about today because you guys actually have an integration with us. And people who are building something on Unlock can add the Human Passport hook to make sure that only real people can register to their events, their memberships, their whatever you are building, right? If you want to make sure whatever you're building, especially if it's free, only real people get their hands on it, then you should use that integration. And yes, so how are we going to do this now?
Yeah.
We want to show this, right? Like to a certain degree, at least where you can find it. And
Yeah,
maybe
absolutely.
before that, because there might be people in the audience who don't know Human Passport yet. For me, it's a very familiar product because I've been engaging in using it a lot. Even just to get Unlock registered on Giphies for the recent funding rounds, I had to go through this entire process of making sure that my score is valid. So maybe let's start with a quick walkthrough on the actual product before we jump over to Unlock. Sounds good?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a perfect ordering because that'll help
Okay.
us really illustrate how to build up that proof of humanity that then users can use to be able to participate in protected events or memberships that you are protecting at the unlock side of things. So,
Perfect.
Passport is a civil defense suite. We have a bunch of different products and services that are completely aimed at enabling humans to participate across Web3. But one product that we're most well known for, and the one that has been integrated in Unlock, is called our Stamps product. It is essentially a meta aggregator of identity verification mechanisms that allow users to pick and choose how you prove you're human, as opposed to like requiring government ID checks like KYC or biometrics or like any individual verification flow. So what we do is we build a application for stamps as well as an embeddable React component, kind of similar to like CAPTCHA, for example, where users can come to this application or engage in this CAPTCHA-esque embed to be able to build up that humanity. So this is the application right here. It's at app.passport.xyz. And you're going to go ahead and connect your wallet. Um, and you land on this dashboard. So this dashboard is where you work through different verifiable credentials, where you verify different credentials to build up your score. So this is kind of your total score up here. but each one of these individual stamps represents an activity, whether in Web3 or maybe Web2 activities, or maybe different kind of like ID verifications or biometrics. And each one of these stamps is weighed. It has different point levels based on how high of a human signal that activity represents. So, for example, government ID, that's a super high human signal. So we have 16 points here. Ignore the 1,000 thing for now. And then, like, if I come down to more Web2 platforms, we also have like GitHub, LinkedIn, and you'll notice LinkedIn just has a 1.5 point value because it doesn't have quite as high of a human signal as maybe like government ID does. So users come in here, you verify these different stamps, verify that you've completed that activity or participated in that activity. And all of those different points from each of the different stamps builds up an overall score. And once you get to a certain score threshold, which is actually something that you can set with an unlock protocol and across Web3, we recommend a score of 20 as representing humanity. But you can also set that score to something different if you would like. And once you have a score of 20 or higher, then if you would like to participate in a protected event or membership with an unlock, you'll be able to do so. But also, you take this identity with you. You can use this same identity proof across Web3 for any of the programs that are protected by Passport, including airdrops, governance, and all those other use cases we were chatting about earlier. So
GivEth, Gitcoin, right? Just as an example.
Yeah, the Gitcoin GG24 round was also protected by Passport. Donations have already closed, or else I would plug any projects that were participating in that, such as us. And we're actually running all the different users that participated in GG24 through Passport right now as well, to make sure that only humans are being able to participate in the matching pool funding. So yeah, that's a high level overview of kind of the stamps product and how you go through to build up a passing score to be able to participate in the unlock. Now, I will also show you all
Wait before you go there. Can you go back one more time? Because I wanted to ask you for the human passport government ID verification, because I think that might matter to some people, right?
Yeah.
When they actually agree to scan their government ID and upload it, that is entirely encrypted?
Yes, great question. So several of our stamps are ZK. Or zero knowledge. So government ID, phone verification, proof of clean hands, biometrics, and we're just about to release a brand new stamp called ZK email. Are all using zero knowledge technology. So it's completely secure, and it's worthwhile mentioning that every single one of our stamps is completely privacy preserving. Like, we do not collect any user data to be able to enable you to prove that you're a human. So we literally just like enable you to prove that the activity has happened. None of that data is collected on our end. It's all thrown out. All we do is just give you a thumbs up that you have completed that activity and give you those points for that stamp. So that you can.
I find this so important because, you know, I was raised by a cybersecurity specialist and IT manager. So I was raised paranoid, right? And when I saw this option, when I was doing the application for GivEth, I was like, oh, government ID, I do not know. But then I was like, I'm kind of curious because we will have that stream with Daniel. And so, you know, I went on it and I went through the process like, oh, this is all protected and encrypted and ZK. And I was like, oh, then I have no problem with that, right? Like, it might be even worth making that more obvious to users, because more people would probably use it then and get a higher score much faster, right? Because 16 points is much faster than, you know, going with LinkedIn with 1.5, 1.5, and so on, right? So
that is fantastic feedback and something that we will most definitely take to heart. And a matter of fact, I can go and make some updates to that language right after this.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, thank you for that. So that's kind of the building up your proof of humanity side of things. Now, actually setting up the passport gating functionality within Unlock is kind of the next demo that we're going to explore here. So I've come into the Unlock dashboard and created an event here. So this event is obviously just for humans. I added our passport logo, added some key metadata, and to be able to, you have to actually create the event or the membership first before you're able to actually apply the passport hook to gate access to it. But once you do that, you can come into the settings for this event and you go to advanced and then the hooks. And in here, this is exactly where you would choose passport to be able to gate access for that specific event using passport. So you just come in here, you set a passport, and you're good to go. It will automatically gate access to that event or membership to just those users based on that score threshold that you also select. So it's a great way to make sure that only humans are able to participate. So when might you want to do that? I also used to work in the music industry back in the day, and like in events in general. And like there's only a finite number of different tickets that are available. And I don't know if you guys have had this issue, but when I try to buy like a concert ticket to one of my favorite bands, unfortunately, people come in and they just buy up all the tickets and then immediately list them on the secondary market, or like something worse than that. So if there's a finite number of memberships, or if there's a finite number of tickets available, you might want to just gate access to those humans to make sure that people are not trying to game the system and participate in these memberships when you could be saving those spots or saving those tickets for genuine humans. So we think that it's a phenomenal use case of Passport. It's actually the first and only events-based gating tool that I have found that is using Passport right now. So it's a phenomenal use of the technology.
Yeah. I think this, but so much more, that is a good use case in this sense, because I actually have this. I launched 2 memberships last year. They will be only used now this year for my new website, but doesn't matter. I launched it last year, and the free one had randomly, I think, 400 mints or something like this. I was like, where are all these people coming from? So that was super weird, and it seems someone listed it on a page for NFTs, and those people just got it because it was a nice looking NFT, not because they knew anything about this, right? I was like, oh, that's so senseless, right? And then I mean, for me, it's also been a step-by-step progress, because Unlock is such a vast tool, right? It has so many integrations that it takes you a little bit to explore and find out what are the things that are interesting for you. So I did not know in the beginning about the Gitcoin, or now human passport hook. But then I knew about it. I was like, yeah, I need to make sure I activate that before I make the next, round of announcements online and saying, hey, this is my free membership, this is my paid membership. If you want to have access to everything that I blog about on my website, then make sure to get one or the other for the access you want. I was like, before I do that, I'm gonna add that. So memberships as well, right? Because NFTs are sometimes bought for, just like cryptocurrencies, for the reasons that they were not intended for, right? And making sure this is actually, it comes with the intention that was originally set. It makes a lot of sense to use that. We have hand pink waving. Hi, Louis. I'm wondering what's the hand pink waving emoji right now, but that's a discussion topic for another time. Daniel, thank you for showing us this and making it quite accessible. I think if anyone has questions about how this works, I know Human Passport recently released an article as well about the functionality. We released an article. The Human Passport team is obviously also online, so don't hesitate and reach out, please. But before we just end the space, I have a few more things. So one is proof of personhood. You already said that this is something very important because of your past. How do you see this? AI is one of the points we already talked about, but how do you see this growing in the future? And
Yeah.
what are some maybe more specific use cases, also real world application? Because we're still in our little Web3 bubble, right? Like, where would you like to see this being deployed to make real world impact? If you could, do the wish list right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So many of the different use cases that we've been built into so far have been centered around rewards and governance and community protection and like reputation. So that has really been like, I think our biggest campaigns have really been built around airdrops recently and incentivized test nets, just because there's so much at stake. A user can spin up, 10,000 addresses and easily get like a year's worth of salary if they're able to successfully game an airdrop, which is unfortunate because then that takes away allocation from a lot of the other contributing core members of that community that are actually human and playing by the rules. So we would really like to be built into as many airdrops as possible. I'm happy to say that we've been built into, I think, like 20 to 25 this year, which is incredible, and are really making sure that we're these teams that we're partnering with are allocating to humans and not to others. But there's some other pretty cool use cases out there that I'm excited about. Gaming. I'm really excited about gaming. I think that as Web3 gaming becomes more and more popular and there's more like rewards available within gaming, we're going to see more and more bot activity in gaming. And maybe you want to be playing with more bots. I personally would rather be playing with humans out there. So by gating access to people that are able to prove that they're human, and like maybe creating different environments for just humans to be able to participate, would be a phenomenal use case looking forward. And another one is AI. AI is creating a problem in the Sybil and Web3 space, but it's also can benefit from proof of humanity. There are a bunch of tools out there that are considering using Passport right now to help elevate human feedback as opposed to bot feedback. Like there's some decentralized AI tools out there that are awarding individuals for feedback that they're providing to help train models. And some of that feedback can be coming from Sybils and other bad actors in an attempt to just earn these rewards that people are providing. And so by gating or prioritizing feedback that's coming from proven humans, you can potentially improve your AI product, but also protect any rewards that you might be providing for that type of feedback as well. So I do think that use case is going to start to become more of important as more decentralized AI tools are out there and are trying to actually get like high quality human feedback to train those models. But like proof of personhood is not going anywhere. Like it's in the anonymous world of Web3 where you can spin up any number of accounts programmatically and script those accounts to make them look like they're human. We're going to need more and more tools and more sophisticated tools that are actively keeping track of the Sybil problem and evolving as the Sybil problem continues to evolve itself. And that's exactly what we're 100% dedicated to doing right now with Human Passport. So, for example, we're constantly reviewing our stamp lineup, that dashboard that I showed you earlier, and making changes to it. If we notice that one of the stamps is starting to have increased fraud rates, we'll either reduce the amount of points that stamp has, or remove it altogether. And we're very excited about a brand new launch that's coming out later today. We're going to be launching the ZK email stamp, which is super exciting because it's a stamp that's both free to verify, but also easy for a global audience and also crypto beginners to be able to verify. We're very focused right now on building new stamps for crypto beginners to help with the onboarding flow, because crypto beginners have to prove they're human as well, just like experts. And so with new crypto beginners stamps, hopefully even more people will be able to more quickly prove they're human online and be able to participate in all the great programs that are being built in Web3.
That's amazing. I think that's a fantastic idea. I mean, I'm not surprised because you told me right before the stream, but I think it's an amazing stamp to add. And also, even when I saw the government ID, because I hadn't really seen this one before, to be honest, I was like, oh yeah, that's interesting. You know, that can push people up to get to the score of potentially 20 points quite fast. And if it's encrypted and it's zero knowledge, then there's also no data breach risk. So I think this is so important, right? And for the last year or so, I've been really strongly advocating for decentralized tech across my channels, because I think it's not longer really optional. I think it's become something that's actually mandatory. And this is also something I want to say here on stream again. It is not about someone being curious about you as a person. It is about companies and bigger organizations who want to get their hands on pattern of behaviors, right? So decentralized technology can protect you as an individual from that, but it's not you as an individual they're really interested in, right? So if you've ever had this, you were talking with a friend on WhatsApp on getting something specific from Amazon, and then suddenly the next time you're on a website, you see exactly that product showing up on Amazon and an Amazon advertisement, then you should really ask yourself, is this about your data or is this about your pattern of behavior that is analyzed?
Yeah.
And I personally find that extremely scary and not okay, right? Or the fact that I think this article was released, last week, that ChatGPT, that OpenAI knows that so and so many million of people are speaking to ChatGPT about suicide. I was like, how do you even know? You shouldn't be knowing this, So
totally. Yeah, absolutely, yes. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bounce over to Web3 so badly was, okay, so when I was at Twitter, I was working for the data platform. And so this platform earns revenue by selling user data. And a matter of fact, they sell so much user data that they're earning they were at the time earning $400 million in revenue per year by just selling access to user data. And that user data is extremely, extremely powerful. The type of use cases that unlocks and gives companies power to is insane. And that user data should be owned by the users. So I couldn't agree more with everything that you just mentioned. Like I'm very excited to be helping build solutions in this area as opposed to contributing.
Me too. I'm so happy about it because it's an extremely needed thing that has to happen right now, like we spoke about before, zeitgeist, right? It's really now and it's really important. And out there, if you're listening, if you're watching this later, just know this is really important for you as an individual. And I know the Web3 journey might still seem scary, but find some people that have already done it, and they will always be there to help you. It's only scary if you're alone in this. This is when it's a little bit scary. But if you find some peers, and there are so many fantastic community. I mean, Human Passport, they're a builder team, but they still have a community, right? So we have a community. So just reach out. You're not alone in this, and get started, because now is really a good time to get started with this and get it done and over with, because it's like learning anything. If you keep repeating the same process, suddenly it won't be feeling scary anymore at all. It's just becomes a natural way of habit, right? Logging in at the mornings in my wallet, it's natural habit now. It's not scary at all. And just want to encourage more people to try out Human Passport. There's nothing wrong with have your humanity proven through the human passport. It's applicable to a lot of things out there. You will come across it over and over again, and you will be like, oh, I already did that. That's awesome. There are some stamps that expire over time, so you sometimes have to log back in and make sure you refresh that. I believe that's probably a security measure, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Just like your like driver's license or passport, it's important to have expirations for verifiable credentials to make sure that like the intention behind that human signal has not changed. So we do have that, but we also enable like auto verification if you for some of these stamps. So like if you just simply log into Passport or load our brand new Passport embed on any page that's being protected by it, we'll automatically verify stamps for you to really help reduce that friction. There might be a couple of stamps that you might have to re-verify every once in a while, but for the most part, we're really reducing that friction as much as possible right now.
That's awesome. All right. I think we went through everything. This was a short AMA, so unless anyone has any specific questions to Daniel, I believe we're good to go. You guys know now that Human Passport is coming out with some new exciting features. You also know now that we actually have an integration and unlock that you can use to protect your events, memberships, or whatever else you're launching through it with the Human Passport hook. And if you have any questions, if you get stuck, you know where to go to. So I think we're good, Daniel. What do you say?
Yeah, absolutely. Last note, we'll be in Buenos Aires. I don't know if anyone else is going to be at DevConnect, but I'd absolutely love to meet up with some folks down there too if you want to chat more about proof of humanity or building for humans in the Web3 space.
Absolutely. Do you guys actually have a Telegram channel or anything that people could join?
Yes, we have a Discord that
Oh,
I
okay.
can somewhat quickly post. Actually, we'll post it to the Passport Twitter handle here in a couple minutes.
Oh, good. You can also send it to me so I can add it to our video description so people will know where to go if they really run into trouble. But also to take away the scare, it's really straightforward and easy to use. The user experience is incredibly seamless. So don't feel scared. Don't get into your own head. You got this. All right, Daniel, thank you so much. Please stick around while we end the stream. But thank you so much for joining and for doing this quick AMA with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having us. It's a great partnership, and we're looking forward to further evolving it.
Same on my end. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.